Hello and happy Tuesday, loves. I hope that you are having a wonderful day so far. I feel like my voice still sounds really bad to me, so if it sounds a little hoarse, it's okay. I'm alive. I'm good. I just yelled a little bit too much this past weekend. Um, Went to a soccer game and had a blast, but definitely wore my voice out. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that you are taking care of yourselves. If you are new here, welcome. If you are a regular, thank you for coming back. My name is Abby Mallard. I am the owner of Health My Friend, and I work with clients to help them build healthy relationships with food and exercise and themselves, making themselves a priority. Um, and so if you struggle in these areas, if you struggle with making yourself a priority, if you struggle with having a good relationship with yourself and with your body, if you struggle with having a good relationship with food, maybe you're always overthinking food or always thinking about food, always obsessing about food. If you struggle with eating disorders, if you struggle with over exercising and that relationship with exercise and just always feeling like you have to, go to the gym for 2 hours a day or can't take rest days. If those are struggles for you, then this is the place for you. And I'm really, really glad and grateful that you're here. My background is I really struggled with an eating disorder for probably 10 years by the time I was fully healed from it. And I'm very, very grateful to be healed and to be at a healthy place. And now that I love myself and love my body and love food and have a healthy relationship with those things, it is just my deepest honor and joy and makes me so, so happy to help other people get to that healthy place. I know what it's like to struggle and I know how hard that is. And so I want to help you get to a really, really healthy place as well. So, welcome. I'm really glad that you're here. Okay, so today I want to talk about it is March 14th. All right, we are going into spring, we are going into summer. And about this time is when I start to see and hear everyone talk about getting their summer bodies and getting ready for summer and losing 10 pounds for summer and working on their summer bodies. And can we stop with that bullshit? Okay? Like, stop it. If you are focusing on a summer body, stop. And this is why. Unhealthy patterns around food and your body image and health in general come from this focus, come from these focuses of losing 10 pounds for the summer, or looking my best for a wedding, or being skinny, or losing 5 pounds for this trip. I hate, 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 hate hearing people say these things because it's so unhealthy and it's so unhelpful. Y'all, it is harmful and it is not the definition of health. Health is not losing 10 pounds for the summer. Health is not looking shredded for the summer. Health is not losing 5 pounds for a wedding so that you look great in that dress. Yes, those are okay goals to have. You are allowed to want to look your best. You are allowed to want to feel confident and comfortable in your body in a certain piece of clothing or a bathing suit or whatever it may be. However, just focusing on your health, also known as your physical appearance and how you feel during the summer or for a certain event or for a certain trip, that is not health and that is not healthy. That is not actually working on your health. Like, if you are just wanting to be healthy because of the summer or because of a dress you're wearing or because of a trip you're taking, then it's not actually health that you're focusing on. It is the look and the feeling of losing weight or being stronger or fitting into that piece of clothing comfortably, that is what you're chasing. You're not chasing health, you're chasing a look or a feeling. Now, I want to talk about this because I want you to feel your best. That is what I want you to focus on when it comes to health. Health is not a number on the scale. Health is not how your how your clothing fits. Health is not about looking your best for a beach trip. Health is not about being shredded for the summer. Health is about loving and accepting your body for what it is. Health is about loving and accepting yourself for who you are. Health is about feeling strong and feeling confident and feeling sexy and feeling comfortable in your clothing. Now, I know I just said that I don't want you chasing that feeling, but I do want you chasing that feeling. But I want it to be a long-term, sustainable chase, not a, oh, I'm chasing this for the summer, or I'm chasing this for a trip, and then I'm done. Like, we're just, we're losing weight, we're shredding for 3 weeks, 4 weeks before summer, and then all bets are off. Like, we're not doing anything else. No, I want you to chase that feeling in a sustainable, healthy, consistent manner. I want you to feel strong and confident and sexy all year round. I don't want you just feeling that way over the summer. Now, of course, we have the winter, you are a little more maybe seasonal depressed and feel like sleeping more and don't feel like doing quite as much physically, like physical activity, or you have more parties and so you're drinking more or eating different foods. Totally understandable. Like, maybe you're not at your 100% capacity over the winter or during a certain time of your life when things are just crazy. That's not what I'm talking about. During those times, you can still be doing little things that help to keep you healthy and help to keep you feeling good in your body. And if you struggle with that, we can talk about that. But I'm talking about when you are just focusing on weight loss goals or look goals for a certain time or a certain trip or a certain event. And then you don't care the rest of the year. You don't care the rest of the time. That's not healthy. That's not taking care of your body well. That's not having a good relationship with food or a good relationship with yourself or a good relationship with your body. And a lot of times, those goals and those focuses come from hating yourself and hating the way that you look, hating the way that you feel. Now, hate can really propel us to good, okay? If you hate the way that you feel, that can really propel you to taking better care of your health, and that is good. However, I don't want you to pursue health and weight loss goals because you hate yourself. There's a difference, okay? You can hate how you feel, and that can propel you into making healthier choices so that you can feel good all the time. But you can also hate yourself and hate your body, and that can push you to an unhealthy relationship with food and with exercise. That can look like restricting, that can look like over exercising, that can lead to eating disorders and disordered eating. That is when it becomes unhealthy. And so I really want you to focus, instead of focusing on a summer body or losing those 10 pounds for that beach trip or looking your best because you have an event coming up. I want you to focus more on creating a sustainable, healthy relationship with health. And health is a combination of a lot of things. Health is your mental health. Health is your emotional and your spiritual health. Health is your physical health. Health is how you view yourself. Health is how you see food. Health is how you see exercise. Health is your relationship with your body. Health is making sure that you're getting the rest and the sleep that you need. Health is about making sure that you're getting quality time and doing things that fill you up. Health is about getting fresh air and sunshine and maybe taking vitamins that your body isn't getting from the food that you're eating. Health is so many things, but health is not just about the weight or the number on the scale. And health is not just about how you look in that swimsuit. Health is about how you are taking care of your overall well-being. It's about making yourself a priority instead of pushing yourself to the back burner all of the time. It's about taking care of yourself well. And so that is what I want you to focus on when it comes to health, instead of focusing on a summer body or, looking your best for a trip. I want you to focus on creating sustainable, healthy habits, sustainable, healthy relationships when it comes to health. And so if you struggle with that, first of all, I want you to know that you're not alone. Like, so many people struggle with this, okay? And it's not a bad thing to struggle. It's okay to struggle. We all have our own struggles. But I want you to be aware if you struggle with this. I want you to be aware that you're struggling, because we can't make changes in our lives and we can't move towards healing and growth if we don't know where we're at first. You can't make changes if you don't know what you want to change. You can't heal if you don't know what's hurting you and what's unhealthy. And in the same way, I want you to really think about where you want to go and what you want your relationship with health to look like and what you want your life to look like. Because just as much as we can't heal or change if we don't know where we're at, we also can't make progress and create and find what we want if we don't know what we want. I'm going to say that again. So, just as much as we can't change or make progress if we don't know where we're at, we can't create and find and pursue this beautiful life and this picture that we want if we don't know what it is that we want, or we don't know what it is that looks like. People really struggle with that. And I have been there. And it's okay to struggle. Like I said, it is okay to struggle and you are not alone. But I want you to have that awareness. I want you to know what you're struggling with. I want you to be able to make that progress and make those changes for yourself so that you can have a really healthy relationship with yourself, because that is so beautiful and so important. And I promise, because I've been there, it can be so much more beautiful than hating yourself and just chasing these little goals throughout the year instead of creating a sustainable, healthy pattern. It can be so much more beautiful than getting stuck in a cycle of disordered eating and making decisions because you hate yourself and not eating and then overeating. It can be so much more beautiful than that. Health and your relationship with your body and your relationship with food and your relationship with exercise, all of those can be so beautiful and so fun if you let it, if you allow yourself to move into a healthier view and a healthier pattern when it comes to these relationships. And so I want you to think about that today. I want you to think about this question. Let me find it real quick. This is something that I asked my clients the other day. And so I want you to think about this. What would change if you were proud of all the healthy choices you make instead of feeling guilty for not always having everything perfect? I'm going to ask that again. What would change if you were proud of all the healthy choices you make instead of feeling guilty for not always having everything perfect, for not always doing everything perfectly, for not always looking or feeling your best, for not always eating the organic, healthy foods, for not always going to the gym every day? What would change if instead of focusing on that, you were so proud of the little choices that you make? You were so proud of those 2 workouts you got this week. You were so proud of all of the water that you drank. You were so proud of yourself for eating healthy, good foods, but also eating things that you loved. What would change? What would your life look like? How would your mindset be different if you chose that proud and that pride and that accomplishment over the guilt and the shame and the regret? I would hope and think that we would all be a little bit happier, right? If you were more proud of yourself instead of feeling guilty, you would be happier and you would love yourself a little better because you wouldn't be always continuously, constantly beating yourself up and being hard on yourself for the choices that you are making. It's a cycle, y'all. When we get into this habit of beating ourselves up and feeling regrets and feeling guilt and feeling shame, our body listens to that and our body knows. And so when we start to feel all of that, we take that on physically. And then how do we see ourselves? We see ourselves in that light. We see ourselves as not good enough, as making bad choices, as unhealthy, being unhealthy. And then what do? We beat ourselves up and we criticize ourselves and we're hard on ourselves and we feel bad. And then it just creates this cycle because when we start to feel that guilt and that shame and being hard on ourselves, then we start to make those decisions based off of hating our bodies and hating ourselves instead of approaching it from a place of love and a place of wanting to take care of ourselves well because we love ourselves. And then when we start to make those choices based off of hate for our bodies, then we get into this cycle. And then it goes around and around and around of making these choices because of how we view ourselves, not in a good way, not making healthy choices, but making choices based off of how we feel about ourselves. And that's not lasting because that is not a healthy or good or a motivating reason to make changes. You're doing it because you hate yourself, not because you love yourself. And so that maybe continues for 2 or 3 weeks or 2 or 3 months. And then you get into this cycle again of not doing those things. And then you start to feel bad about yourself. And it just goes around and around and around. And this is what so many people struggle with, is not having a consistent or sustainable or a routine around health and around taking care of themselves because they struggle with that cycle of shame and guilt and trying to take care of themselves because they hate themselves, but not taking care of themselves because they love themselves. And so just think about that today. What would change if you were proud of all of the healthy choices you are making instead of feeling guilty for not always having everything perfect? You don't have to be perfect. None of us are perfect. None of us will ever be perfect. It's unattainable. And so if that's what you're striving for, you are striving for something that's unattainable. And so you will always feel like you are falling short and you're not doing a good enough job and you're not getting to where you want to be because you're never going to get there. So instead of striving for perfection, strive for small, simple progress. All progress is progress, no matter how small. And as you start to focus on that instead of the perfection, and you start to count all of the wins and you start to be proud of yourself for those healthy choices, that is when you will start to love yourself. And that is when you will start to see the change and see the good. Because what we focus on is what we find. What we focus on is what we see. And so I want you to think about that today. And I'm going to leave you with this quote by Young Pueblo. It is one of my favorites right now. And it says, heal yourself, but don't rush. Help people, but have boundaries. Love others, but don't let them harm you. Love yourself, but don't become egotistical. Stay informed, but don't overwhelm yourself. Embrace change, but keep pursuing your goals. I really love this, and I think about this so much when it comes to health and creating a healthy relationship with yourself and with food and with exercise. It's a healing journey. It's a growing journey, and we can't rush it. It takes time, and it's not always easy, and it's not always a straight path. There's a lot of forwards and backwards, ups and downs. But that is healing, and that is growing, and that is okay. So heal yourself, but don't rush today. If you need anything, please reach out. My contact info will be in the show notes per usual. I hope that you got something out of this. If you had any takeaways, I would absolutely love to hear from you. And no matter what, keep healing, keep growing, keep taking up space in this world. And I will see y'all next time.